So this is happening. We weren't going to talk about government shutdowns, but this affects everyone. And the only reason I'm bringing this up, well, I guess I have to say it right. IRS furloughs half its department. Why is this important? Some people are celebrating, thinking, "Great, that means that if I owe, hey, I don't have to worry." Blah 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 blah. No, it doesn't work that way. It just means, hey, if you have October 15th, number one, is the extension deadline for those who have individual tax returns that have pushed it off for pretty much the whole year. Guys, you still got to get it in by October 15th. It doesn't stop the late filing penalties, the late payment penalties. None of that crap stops. All that happens is that it's going to take longer to process your paperwork. And just because I keep seeing people celebrating this, and it is quite annoying, I need you to think about it. If you have a backlog of unprocessed returns now, when you file next year and you guys are all looking for your refunds, what do you think happens? I don't know. Common sense is going to kick in at some point. Not only that, just the moral part of this that bothers me is you got a lot of people who are not getting paid and still working. You also have a lot of people who are not getting paid and are not working. Not only in the IRS, but other departments. So come on, there's nothing to celebrate.
You need to actually listen to this because this one almost affects everyone. The IRS just furloughed 34,000 employees because of the government shutdown. That's nearly half their entire workforce gone overnight. Here's what this means for you. If you're waiting on a refund, delayed. If you're trying to set up a payment plan, probably on hold. If you're a small business waiting for approval or tax help, it might not come anytime soon. For the workers themselves, no paychecks, no certainty, just bills piling up and rent still due. But this goes beyond them because every delayed refund, every frozen call center, every missed paycheck ripples through the economy. People stop spending, businesses feel it, and the slowdown spreads. So when you hear government shutdown, don't tune it out like it's politics. It's about real people losing paychecks and your money being trapped in the middle. This is what a shutdown actually looks like. Not headlines. It's people's households.
Exactly. The effects of this shutdown cannot be overemphasized. Hey, beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by. So credit goes to the creators in these videos. And guys, in today's video, the United States government is still shut down. And one of the biggest impacts is on the IRS, right? The Internal Revenue Service. Because of this shutdown, thousands of IRS employees have been furloughed, right? Meaning they are temporarily sent home without pay. These furloughed workers have been sent home and they are not even allowed to work, to answer calls, or even to reply emails. And guys, this might just sound like another piece of government news, but the truth is that it is affecting a lot of people. The IRS is not just an office that deals with taxes. It is a system that helps keep the country's money moving. It handles tax returns, sends out refunds, checks for fraud, and it helps people understand what they owe, or the other way around, what they are owed. Now imagine what happens, right, when that entire process comes to a sudden stop or comes to a very slow movement. The papers will stack up, the calls will go unanswered, and people will wait and keep waiting. And every minute that the IRS stays closed, or every minute that the work that is supposed to go fast is going on slowly, the pressure builds. Because it's not just for taxpayers, but for even the workers themselves that are stuck at home, wondering how long, guys, wondering how long they can last without a paycheck. Let's see what these creators have to say.
Just quick thought here. If you have seen that the IRS is like furloughing, non-essential employees, and you're like, hell yeah, fuck the IRS, fuck taxes, rah. You're like still gonna have to pay taxes. And it's not like, I want to go a step further than that. I just want to point out that like when they furlough people and like when Doge like fired a bunch of people, it's not the people who make sure that you are still paying your money, right? It's the people who make sure that like the wealthy are still paying their money. You're still on the hook. And let's like say that there's like a mistake and the IRS hits you up and it's like, hey, you owe us all this money, you better send us this money or we're gonna put a lien on your paycheck. They fired the people who you would call and be like, hey, there's a mistake here. You better like get yourself a lawyer, because those people are gone. It's not like the people who will subsequently put the lien on your checking account and garnish your wages, make sure that paperwork is in. Those people, they're still there. They're not going anywhere. They're essential. But like the people you would call up to be like, hey, this is kind of fucked. Can you help me figure out what got fucked up here? They're gone. And then, you know, rich people, when they do their taxes, that's a complicated thing, right? A lot of stuff goes into that. They pay people a lot of money for that to make it complicated. And so, like, you know, the same IRS agent that's like dealing with you and your piddly little $60,000 a year, it's not the same one who's dealing with, you know, the wealthy and their hundreds of millions of dollars a year or billions of dollars a year. Those people are gone. But that guy who's going to be like handling your case as well as like 20,000 other cases, and he doesn't have time to talk to you, you can't get a hold of him, he's just going to make sure that the lien paperwork gets in. That guy's there. That guy's working like 70 hours a week, but that guy's there. So you got to be so brain dead to think that this shutdown, or even all the Doge stuff, like the people that get fired are not the people that, like, if you hate an agency, I can almost guarantee you it's not the people in that agency that you hate that are getting fired. It's the ones who are like doing the work that you would expect them to do, want them to do, that would make your life better. Those people are the ones getting fired. The ones who are there to make your life worse, employee of the year, my dude.
Breaking news, the IRS just furloughed nearly half of its workforce staff because of the government shutdown. That's right, the IRS furloughed. Don't worry, your taxes still due. You're going to have longer wait times, but they still going to expect you to pay your taxes. This is what happens during the government shutdown. The IRS has furloughed at least half of their work staff. Ooh, Lord. Tax season coming up soon too. Ooh, Lord, this is a lot to take in. I don't know what to do. I mean, this is serious when the IRS is being furloughed. Now, you know I only report the news, but I'm going to tell you this is serious about the IRS. They got furloughed, y'all. Wow. My goodness. The IRS. If you're expecting a tax refund anytime soon, you ain't going to get it. Still pay your taxes, cause...
Anyways, guys, the first people, like the first set of group to feel this heat is the ordinary taxpayers. People expecting refunds. I mean, money that they have planned to use for bills, for rent, maybe tuition, are suddenly told that, oh, you have to wait. And refunds that normally take like a couple of weeks will now take months. Businesses will also suffer. All the small business owners that depend on IRS records to file reports or even verify payments will find themselves stuck. And the longer they wait, the more their financial plans will fall apart. Some of them cannot even make payroll. Many of them cannot close deals. They can't apply for loans because the paperwork they need is behind closed doors. And look at this now. The IRS employees themselves, because thousands of dedicated public servants are sitting at home, right? They are checking their bank accounts, they are worrying about groceries, they are worrying about their mortgage payments, and they serve the country every day, guys. But in times like this, it just seems as if the country just forgets them, and the mental and emotional toll is so heavy. They are stressed, they are anxious, and they do not know what is coming tomorrow. And even looking at the nation as a whole, the IRS is the government's main source of revenue collection. So when it stops, or when it pauses, or when it slows down, billions of dollars in tax processing also slows down or freezes. And the flow of money into the government system also weakens, and the country's financial balance will tremble, guys, because what is looking at like this temporary shutdown is starting to look like something serious that can become a threat to the economy itself. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's see what these other creators have to say.
The IRS was supposed to shut down yesterday evening, And it seems like the plan moving forward, I've heard this from several people, and it's finally been confirmed that the IRS will remain active. Some employees that are deemed essential will continue working, and some will be furloughed. Some departments are entirely furloughed, sent home, and those deemed essential will stay and continue working. Now, I did just get off the phone with an agent with the Priority Practitioner line, which is a hotline for tax professionals to call into. I did just get off the phone with them, and they are answering the phone. So it's good to know that someone's there to pick up the phone. But I don't know about other departments. I don't know if appeals is picking up the phone, collections, account management. I'm sure I'll have to call one of the three later today, so we'll find out. And I don't know if this is the plan, set in stone moving forward, but it seems like for now the IRS is still continuing some operations. So that's good to hear. That means that the backlog, when everyone returns from the furlough, the backlog won't be quite as bad as it was last time.
Y'all, the IRS is furloughing nearly half of their workforce due to the shutdown. So what does that mean in practicality? They're saying that there's obviously going to be backlogs. There's nobody really to do the administrative tasks, so they don't plan on really answering the phones like that. Mind you, the wait times be crazy anyway. So they're not going to be answering the phones. There will be delays in updating the tax codes because that's something that tends to change from year to year. But interestingly enough, the people are like, listen, you still need to make sure you meet your October 15th filing deadline. You know how if you don't file by April 15th, my birthday actually, but if you don't file by April 15th, then you can get an extension for 6 months and then you can push it back to October. Apparently the filing deadline still stands. But does it though? Does it? And how many of y'all have already gone to HR to make changes accordingly to your W-4s? I'm just asking. I'm not encouraging. I'm asking. Guys, the truth of the matter is just that when IRS shuts down, America slows down. And every refund delayed, every call unanswered, every worker sent home just adds up to one single message because the system seems to be cracking under the weight of politics. And the truth is simple. You cannot pause the people that keep the country running and expect life to go on as normal. A government shutdown does not just close doors. It does not just shut offices. It does not just send people home to sit down. It leaves hardworking Americans hanging in uncertainty, closes opportunities most of the time, and it delays dreams. Guys, it is not the numbers only that will suffer. People are also suffering for this. I think it's just time to open this whole thing so that this whole thing does not blow out of proportion. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear from you. And if you have found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Please stay safe. Mental health is important. Ciao.